Hey guys, this is Candle and welcome back to a new gaming pickups video. I've got a small stack of games here. I know it's been a couple months. Unfortunately, I had some more adulting stuff going on, some more real life stuff going on, so I haven't been able to spend as much on games as I would like over the last few months. Still, I was able to pick up a few new releases and a few other things besides that. So let's go ahead and just get started. First up, we have Jedi Survivor. Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This is the Xbox Series X version. I'm really enjoying this game. I really like the first one, so I'm definitely glad to see Cal Kestis return and see how things progress for him. I haven't gotten too far into it, only maybe an hour or so. I've started the second planet, so I got off of Coruscant and I started the second planet. And again, I'm still really enjoying it. Not particularly a fan of the whole stance mechanic, the fact that you can only have two selected at once. I've got 3 unlocked right now, and it looks like there's at least 2 more. But I'm not really a fan of only being able to have 2 equipped at once. I would much rather be able to switch between all of them on the fly rather than have to get to a meditation point or find some other place where I can swap things out. Still, really enjoying it. Looking forward to seeing how things turn out with this. I have encountered some performance issues, but not terribly that much. Again, playing on Series X and playing on quality mode too, so there's that as well. But speaking of quality games that I have been looking forward to for a long time, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp finally came out. This game was originally set to release April of last year, I think, but it got put on indefinite hold due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the fact that this game starts, well, Advance Wars 1 starts with a pseudo-Soviet Russian analog called Blue Moon invading a sovereign nation. So you can see why Nintendo was a little bit leery to put this out at that time. However, the situation in Ukraine still has yet to be resolved, unfortunately. And so Nintendo eventually decided to go ahead and release it, which I'm kind of glad about, because Nintendo has been known from time to time to cancel a game that is like virtually complete and just sit on it for years and years and years. The exact same, well, not the exact same thing, but a similar thing happened with Star Fox 2 back on the Super Nintendo, where the game was like 95% done. It was almost ready, and they canceled it because they wanted a more clear a more clear divide between the polygonal 3D that was possible on the Super Nintendo thanks to the Super FX chip and the polygonal 3D that was possible on the baseline N64. So that's why that game got delayed and wasn't released until like 22 years later as part of the Super Nintendo Classic, you know, the mini Super Nintendo. Anyways, definitely glad to have this. The base box art is based off of the original game. Here, let me grab them down from the shelf. So yeah, you can see the original game, and the box art here is like pretty much the same key art. It's been redrawn in kind of a new style, but it's still basically the same key art. Well, this also includes a reversible cover, which again is a little bit difficult to see through the clear plastic, but you can see it's also clearly based off of the box art from the second game. Because again, this does include both games, Advance Wars 1 and Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. Unfortunately, I have never actually beaten Black Hole Rising, so I'm definitely keen to get through this and play that. However, it is locked away at the beginning. I don't know if I have to go all the way through the Advance Wars 1 campaign to unlock it, or if it will be available at some point later on, but I'm not very far into it right now. But as of right now, I think I do have to play all the way through Advance Wars 1, which I have done before I can get to Black Hole Rising. Still very, very glad to have that. Very much looking forward to playing more of it. Another game I was very much looking forward to is the Resident Evil 4 remake. Now, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the original Resident Evil 4. I understand why people love it so much, but for me, it's near unplayable. I've never gotten much further than the village fight at the beginning of Resident Evil 4 in any of the original, any of the ports of the original version. Not on the GameCube, not on the PS2, not on the Wii or the PS4. And the biggest reason why I also kind of can't really play Resident Evil 5 or 6 is because you can't move while you aim. And that just always... I know it's partially a holdover from the old tank controls from 1, 2, 3, and Code Veronica, but you can't move while you aim, and to me that just is mind-blowing. I can't handle that. And I know some of you are like, what? Why can't you handle that? And really, it comes down to the fact that I use movement partially to fine-tune my aiming, especially on a controller. I use movement to fine-tune my aiming. And it's also the fact that with your feet nailed to the ground while you're trying to aim, you can't back up at all to get that little bit extra of distance. Even when you can move just a slight bit, that's better for me. So I was very, very much glad that that was one of the major gameplay changes they made here. Now, from what I know, it's not as over the top as the original, but I still very much enjoy it. It's very much in the lines with the tone from the RE2 and RE3 remakes, as well as, Resident Evil 7 and Village. In fact, I would say it's very similar to Village. Like, you can see the clear evolution from RE4 to Village back to RE4. So I did play all the way through this. I did really enjoy my time. Now I'm eventually going to have to pick up the PS4 version so that I can have the full set. I'm still missing Village on PS4, but I do think it's funny that eventually I might have two separate copies of Resident Evil 4 on PS4. So that is immensely hilarious to me. Anyways, that is it for the games I have actually played that I bought recently, because the rest of these are still sealed, mostly because I just haven't gotten around to trying them yet. First up is Octopath Traveler 2. I've heard wonderful things about this. I enjoyed what I played of the first one, but I never got very far into it, and even though I don't think this is connected to the first one, like, really at all, I'm not even sure it's set in the same world, I do want to finish playing the first one before I play Octopath Traveler 2. Simply because I don't want to get so in love with this one and then go back and find out that the first one does things differently in a way that I don't really much enjoy. So, anyways, that's why this one is still sealed. The rest of these are all games I picked up during Mario Day back in March 10th. They were running a promotion in several different places, including Best Buy, to discount some Nintendo first-party games. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but Nintendo first-party games don't go on sale that often. Like, Breath of the Wild is like 7 years old at this point, and it is still $60. I don't understand why. And it's like Tears of the Kingdom is only, what, next week? So, anyways, I picked up Yoshi's Crafted World, which is the sequel to Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U, which I have, I think. Yes, I do have Yoshi's Woolly World. I don't think I've actually played it. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't touched this one yet. I kind of want to play through that one first. But it's kind of in the same vein, where except instead of everything being made of wool, this time it's more like paper crafts, like cardboard and stuff like that. So I'm very much intrigued by the art style. I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with the Yoshi games, all the way back to Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo, which I still need to get a copy of at some point. Yeah. Already got that one. We'll talk about this one next. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This is the port of the Wii U game, where they replaced the levels that were based on, I think, Super Mario 3D World, with levels that were based on Super Mario Odyssey. I don't think I have Captain Toad on Wii U. No, I don't. But I have played the Captain Toad Treasure Tracker levels that were in Super Mario 3D Land and 3D World, where this style of game actually got its start. So I know like what this game is about, and I'm very intrigued to actually play it at some point, play through it, because I do enjoy puzzle games like this at a point. But unfortunately, they do end up I always feel like they end up overstaying their welcome. And I know that's partially my fault, because these kinds of games are not designed to be played in marathon sessions. You're not supposed to play this for like 5 hours a day for like 2 weeks a day, or 2 weeks straight or whatever, to beat it, to get through it. It's supposed to be, picked up and put down repeatedly throughout the day, throughout the weeks, and so on, and played in small, short bursts. You play a level here, a level there, 1 or 2 levels a day at most. And so the way I tend to play is, again, not every day, because life gets in the way, but quite often I like to spend my free time playing games. And when I get into a game, I like to devote a decent amount of time into that game. Like, I'm playing through like 4 or 5 games right now But when I sit down to play a game, I'm usually playing that one game for anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, depending on how much free time I have that day. And so, I know like this kind of game, the way it's designed, sometimes it just does not really jive with the way I play games. Anyways, I also picked up Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This is, again, a Wii U port. Actually, all four of these... actually, no. Just the three of these. Captain Toad, this one, and the next one are all ports of Wii U games. Although, of course, they always have extra bonus features. Like, this includes new Funky Mode, where you can play as Funky Kong. Where he is... I think it's his first playable appearance. I don't think he's playable in any previous Donkey Kong game. But... I did play this on the Wii U. I don't think I ever actually beat it myself. I did end up watching somebody else do it on a Let's Play. But I did enjoy what I played and what I've seen of this game. So I am interested in trying it out at some point. See if I can't get better into it. But until then, this will remain sealed because I don't really open my games anymore. I used to open up my games as soon as I got them home. I would open up every single game that I came home from the store with. But then I started to realize... maybe someday I might want to sell them. I doubt it, but maybe someday I might want to sell them, and they'll be worth more if they're still sealed. So at this point, I'm not really opening games anymore unless I intend to play it like immediately. So these games will remain sealed pretty much until I decide to play them. Speaking of the Wii U ports, though, the last one here is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This is the port of the launch title for the Wii U, New Super Mario Bros. And this includes, I think, also... Yes, it includes New Super Luigi U, which I never actually picked up a copy of. I always wanted to get a copy of that, but I never did. But yes, this includes, New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Luigi U, and it also includes the new Super Crown, which allows Toadette to become Princess Peach, which, everybody's had fun with that over the last few years. And all the memes and everything. I especially like Bowsette. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to actually play through this again. I enjoyed New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U. I actually did play through all the way through that and beat it. But I don't know if I'm ever going to actually play through this again. I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, that is it for the games I picked up recently. I did play a few others that I have not... gotten physical copies of, at least not yet. I started playing Hi-Fi Rush, which I'm enjoying. However, it's taking me a while to get through it because as much as I like action games, as much as I like rhythm games, I don't really like it when they're combined like this so much because I tend to be much more of a button masher, and it's really hard for me to slow down to match the rhythms that you have to, do all your attacks to, and I've never been good at like maintaining and learning combos and stuff like that. So I've been playing Hi-Fi Rush a bit. I tried Redfall the other day. Didn't much care for it, which is a shame because I like vampires and I like Arcane Studios. But it's a looter shooter, which I don't much care for, that kind of game. It's also a live service game. It's geared towards co-op, and it's just all around not good. Plus, it's got some massive performance issues, and the controls are incredibly clunky and very, very weird. Like, I had to go digging into the in-game controller settings to try to fix it. I had to bump up the aiming sensitivity, and I also had to reduce the input response time, which I don't know why they would even think to include that as a toggle. I would think the low setting, which would be like lower input delay, I would think that would just be the standard default, and they would just leave it at that, because the whole point of input response time is to try to reduce the delay between when you press a button and when you see an action happen on screen. Now, all kinds of things can increase delay, from the wireless communication from the controller to the system, from the code in the game actually registering the button prompt and changing the game state to show the desired action from the button prompt, to the cable you're using to connect the console to the TV display itself can increase input lag, and even the different settings on your TVs can increase input lag. That's why quite often, even if you don't turn game mode on your TV for other games, you definitely want to turn it on for rhythm games, where input response time is, it's so important. You need it to be like literally instant, as close to being instant as you can. It's also why gaming monitors, especially for PC, pride themselves on having ultra low pixel response times, because we're talking like milliseconds, like literally 1-2 milliseconds, sometimes even getting lower than a millisecond nowadays, because everything can increase the amount of time it takes between when you press a button and when you see the actual game change on the display. Now, I do not understand why they would think it's a good idea to have a default input response time in Redfall, at least on Xbox Series X with a controller, have a default input response time that makes it feel like you're swimming in molasses, like you're aiming, like you start pressing the trigger to aim, and so here's your here's what you want to happen, and then here's what's happening like later. Okay. And I don't know why that would be the default, let alone why they would have a high setting, like a higher input response time. That makes like zero sense to me. It's like, did they design this for people who are used to cloud gaming where the input lag is already ginormous, and so they're coming to a home console and they want that, delayed response time where it's like they start pressing the button and like 3 seconds later Mario jumps or something? And I know Mario's not on Xbox, that's not the point. But either way, it's just it's baffling to me, the some of the decisions they made. And again, the game just doesn't look very good. It doesn't play very good, especially in a single player. And the fact that it's always online, you can't pause while you're playing. Again, because it's designed as a live service, it's designed as co-op. It's not a very good game. The story's not even really there either. And so, anyways, so I'm probably not going to play Redfall again, which sucks, especially because I got an achievement for it. So now it's going to be permanently on my gamer card. You can't get rid of a game from your gamer card once you have an achievement. There are ways to get rid of one if you don't have an achievement for it, but once you have an achievement, it's there permanent. I know this from past experience. So anyways, yes, I played those two. What else have I played? The Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters came to console, and I've been playing those. I am actually trying to get the Platinums for all of them. I already finished and got the Platinums for 1 and 2. I'm currently working my way through 3. I was a little reticent to turn on the new boosts at first until I had, beaten the game, and I was just trying to get the last remaining trophies for like the bestiary and max levels and stuff like that. However, I think I've changed my mind because I've played through all these games before, and even though I technically haven't, beaten 3 without cheating, I'm still going to turn the boosts on just because I don't want to deal with the grinding and stuff like that, and these are older games. Unfortunately, I was not able to secure a physical copy of this game. I really wanted just the standard edition for both Switch and PS4. I was never able to get a pre-order because they went up at like 1 a.m. where I am, and were sold out by morning. And it's like I couldn't stay up till 1 a.m. For one thing, it was kind of a shadow drop. It was kind of just, the pre-orders are now available. They're gone. But yeah, I had to be up early in the morning the next day, and so like within 3 or 4 hours, all of the standard edition pre-orders were gone. And again, baffling decisions. Why the hell did Square Enix decide to make this a limited release for the standard edition? I understand, like, the anniversary edition. It's this big, expensive collector's package. I get why that would be a limited edition. I do not understand why they would do the same for the standard edition. I understand why they made it a Square Enix store exclusive, because they wanted to sell it at $75, and they didn't think that it would move copies at retail at that price point. But why make it a limited run? I do not understand that decision. They left so much money on the table, to the point that there are copies going on eBay for upwards of $500. For the PS4 version, and it makes no sense to me. Yes, PlayAsia later said that the pre-orders later went up on PlayAsia, and also they're apparently expecting a second batch of standard editions for fulfillment later on. However, that is the Asian version. Yes, it's in English, but it's the Asian version, and I don't really much care for importing games that are available in my language in my region. If it's not available in my region physically, then I will import it, no problem. It's like I have Ratchet & Clank: A Quest for Booty on PS3, which was released only digitally in North America, but got a physical release in Europe. So I have the PAL version of that. I have Final Fantasy 3 on the PSP, which is the Japanese version, but includes, English text, because the English version, was again digital only in North America. I eventually got, actually I still have it. I have the PAL version of Secret of Mana for PS4. This was unintentional. I got this off of Amazon. It was supposed to be the ESRB edition, the NTSC version. But I ended up stuck with this, and never sent it back because it was still so hard to find this game at the time, because it had been, in retail exclusive to GameStop, and it was in and out of stores very quickly. So it's hard to find, used copies. I eventually did find one at a GameStop, a used copy at a GameStop. I just haven't traded the PAL version in yet. And again, also third birthday for PSP, I got the Japanese version by mistake at a local retro shop, and eventually tracked down an English copy and sent it back. That game especially, it is not in English. The Japanese version doesn't really have English options. Some of the menus are in English, but the game itself is not. So yeah, if you're looking to import it from Japan, I hope you know Japanese. Anyways, I had this happen a couple other times too, especially the thing with Amazon where they sent the wrong region. Most recently with Plague Tale Innocence. They sent me the PAL version. It was supposed to be the NTSC version. I ended up not sending it back, but I did end up sending back the Malaysian version, which was in English, but the Malaysian version of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I did end up sending that back. So it drives me crazy when this... again, I'm just one of those collectors that I prefer to have everything be the matching set. And again, my region is NTSC. Everything should have, at least from the early 90s onward, should have ESRB markings. So it just kind of bugs me when they don't. And even when they do, like if they're, again, from the Malaysia region. So it's like, it's not intended for this market. I don't really want it here unless it's not something I could get otherwise. Anyways, that is it for the game talk. Gaming pickups and stuff like that. I do have a couple other things to talk about, mostly in regards to the channel. You may have noticed that my little spurt of Let's Plays has come to an end again. So yes, what recently happened is a shift in priorities. My aunt self-published a book recently through Amazon. It is The Plans They Made by Graciela Kenig. I have not read it myself yet, but I am looking forward to reading it at some point. And it made me, again, reevaluate my priorities. And because longtime viewers of this channel may know that I went through a period a few years ago where I started trying to include writing-based content on my channel. Stuff like writing tips, writing goals, stuff like that. And the reason is because I am an author. I am an as yet unpublished author, but I am an author nonetheless. I've written at least one book so far, technically two, working on a third, and I haven't really done much with it recently. And the fact that my aunt not only wrote an entire novel, her first a novel through the COVID lockdowns and stuff like that, but got it self-published, and it seems to be getting pretty good reviews. That's kind of reinvigorated and reawakened my desire to be an author as well, and to get my own stories out there. So I need to kind of shift priorities away from YouTube, kind of focus on my writing and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I'm backing away from doing Let's Plays right now. I'm not saying I'll never do Let's Plays again. There's still plenty of games I would love to show off on the channel. I still have 2 missed games I haven't done. 4 more Age of Wonders games I haven't done. In fact, Age of Wonders 4 just dropped. I haven't picked it up yet because I kind of wanted to play through the rest of the games first. I never did finish Age of Wonders 3 or Planetfall. So I kind of wanted to play through those before I picked up Age of Wonders 4 and played that. So yeah, again, there's so many games I want to show off on this channel, but I do kind of need to put things on the back burner a little bit. And also, again, as you may have noticed over these last couple collection updates, gaming pickups videos, the stacks have been kind of small, and it's been mostly just new releases. And again, that's because I've had a lot of stuff going on in real life over the last year or so. I built a new computer last spring. I had to get a new TV last summer because my old one died. I paid off my car last fall. Over the winter, I got a lot of dental work done that I desperately needed. I'm still paying that off. And sometime this summer, I would like to get another new TV because the old broken one is currently in my bedroom, and I can't really use it that often because it doesn't really want to turn on very well. Like it doesn't want to turn on correctly. So anyways, that is it for this video. That is it for these gaming pickups. I will see you guys next time, hopefully with a better stack of games and with some older games. Hopefully I'll be able to do that better next time. There are some games I'm looking forward to in the next couple months. I don't know when the gaming pickups video is going to be. However, like I said, we have Tears of the Kingdom next week. I'm looking forward to that. Next, we have... Firmament is the week after that. I'm not going to be getting a physical edition of that because I don't think they will exist. Maybe if Cyan puts it on consoles, maybe there'll be a physical version for that then. But however, I am planning on getting it on Steam because it will include a VR mode. So yeah, that is the next game from the developers of Myst and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't remember if there's anything else in late May. I'm looking over here at my calendar to see what's going on. But early June is Diablo 4. I still want to finish playing through Diablo 2 Remastered before I start Diablo 4. I'd like to get through Diablo 3 as well, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do both. So yeah, early June is Diablo 4. Late June is Final Fantasy 16. You know I'm all about that. I've already got the deluxe edition on pre-order from Amazon, and because it won't be here probably in the morning, I'll probably go out and pick up a standard edition from Best Buy or whatever that morning. And I've already got the date marked off in my calendar. I requested off from work, so I'm golden and ready to go for that. So anyways, that is it for now. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.